All sirs, namaskar. So I will start with these challenges in conservation of tigers in Western Ghats of Maharashtra. Now you are seeing a tiger. It's a tiger from Vidarbha. And this tiger wanted to come to Western Ghats, and hopefully within next 3 years, many of Vidarbha's tiger will there in Maharashtra or in Western Ghat part of the Maharashtra. Now, sir, this year's theme for all of you, you are aware that this year's theme for this International Day of Tiger is their survival is in our hands. But I don't agree with this. Actually, I will say that our survival is in their hands because in COVID-19 situation, everybody has seen that it is the nature and wildlife. They are thriving, they are enjoying, they are pretty happy, and we have been confined to our homes. So I will never say that their survival is in our hands. Yes, it's true that lot of efforts were required from our side. We did it. Now their number is increasing. Only problem that their number is not increasing in our Western Ghat. That's a real problem. But I will really say that their survival is not in our hands, but on the contrary, our survival is in their hands. Now I will put forth some points. What are the problems in the Western Ghat? Why tiger conservation is a little bit difficult? And so will we go ahead with the other slides. So there are four themes, actually sub-themes. Introduction to Western Ghats of Maharashtra. I will say what are the Western Ghats. Another question many times asked is whether really tigers are there in Western Ghats. Especially we have got a very nice tiger reserve called Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. And very rarely tiger is seen over there, but in camera traps we have got lot of pictures of the tiger. Another our sanctuary is there is called Radhanagari in the Western Ghat. Very few people have seen tiger over there, yes, but tigers are there. So one question is whether tigers are there in Western Ghat. Then third sub-theme will be the threats and challenges in tiger conservation, and then last one will be the future steps. Now, if you see the Western Ghats, the total area of Western Ghats is around 1500 kilometers if we go lengthwise, and 1/4 of that area is there in Maharashtra, starting from the South Gujarat to the north of Karnataka. So here is the map, and you can see the parts of Western Ghats which are the protected areas over here. Most of the time, I will be speaking about our own protected areas in the Western Ghats. That will be say the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve, Radhanagari. Then newly declared conservation that is called as Tillari, and little bit down below when we go to the Goa and Karnataka. So this is the map of the forest area. You can see the Western Ghat distinctly on the left hand side of the state, and most of the problems that we face for tiger conservation in this Western Ghat. This is about the Western Ghat. It is the area everybody is aware. It is spread over more than 56,000 square kilometers. Then there are 6 states. Karnataka has the largest area, 20,000, followed by Maharashtra, that is 17,000. And 440 kilometer length of Western Ghat is there in Maharashtra. And everybody is aware, whatever I written there is the Environment Ministry has made several attempts to finalize the eco-sensitive area of this Western Ghat, because that is the most important thing. Once that has been declared, that has been finalized, most of the Western Ghats will get good protection. It's a tiger bearing area. So definitely tigers will survive and they will thrive over here in this area. Now the people ask the question that whether really tigers are there in Western Ghats, because I already told you whenever I speak like this, it is mainly related to the southern part of the Maharashtra. That is our Sahyadri Tiger Reserve and Radhanagari. Many times people ask whether really tigers are there, but this is the clear-cut evidence is there. Everywhere we have collected the scat is there, tiger presence is there. And when genetic analysis of this cat was done, then yes, it was found that yes, tigers are there. So tigers are there in STR, they are there in Radhanagari. Down below, if you go to Tillari, tigers are there everywhere. Now, these are the photographs of the number of unique tigers in Tillari area. Tillari area is a really source area for the tiger population, which moves upward to the north to Radhanagari. Then it goes to Koyna, then it goes to Sandoli, goes upwards and even down below to the Goa and Karnataka. So tiger moves from this area. This is very important area. So you can see the photographs over here, the number of tigers, those were identified in the Tillari area. Also, tigers were photographed in Radhanagari in 2019. Tigers were photographed in 2018 in STR. Last year also, tigers have been photographed in Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. So yes, I can say yes, tigers are there in Western Ghat area, but their number is really few, and we want to increase this number. Now, what are the threats and challenges in tiger conservation? As I already told you, Western Ghat is a very fragile area, and the biggest problem that we have in Western Ghat is the habitat fragmentation. So one of the challenges tiger conservation in Western Ghat is the conversion of its natural habitat to the uses that are incompatible with the conservation of the species. Now in the picture also you can see very good forest is there. Most of the forest area in Ratnagiri and Sindhu district is a private forest. So most of the time people sell this land. Then lot of commercial plantations are being taken in this area, and that is really creating a habitat fragmentation in the southern part of the Western Ghats. Now you can see here how the area has been fragmented. On the left hand side you can see the green patches and then the red patches. Then in between you can see the private areas. So this is the way that whole of the Western Ghat in our northern Western Ghat has been fragmented. Then what is another thing? When the people they are selling their land as a private forest area, most of the commercial plantations are being taken. Sindhudurg area, which is most important here in this case, because it is very fragile area, very ecologically sensitive area, and plantations are owned by the private individuals and corporate sector, and they continue to grow the private plantations, and that really creates a problem over there. Now you can see the pictures that rubber plantations in Sindhudurg and pineapple farming on the slopes of Western Ghats of Maharashtra are really creating a havoc over there, because it becomes very difficult for the animals, because many times elephants also visit this area. So for the elephants, for the tigers, it's pretty difficult to cover and cross this area. So this rubber plantation and pineapple plantation, especially in Sindhudurg, that is southern part of Maharashtra, they are really creating a problem for the large carnivores and a little for the other animals also. Then another problematic area is the diversion of forest land. Because for most of the development activities such as highway construction, mining and other industries, at many places the permission the Forest Conservation Act has been given, and that has also fragmented this area. Mining, another big problem, because everybody is aware a lot of bauxite is there, and bauxite is the iron ore. It is the leaching of the basalt rock that creates a lot of iron ore there, and the thing that is the percentage of iron in that ore, that is called as tenor. So in all this area, tenor of iron is more than 52%. So that's a very commercially viable. And unfortunately, all such area there in forest areas, the most of the time a hell lot of pressure is there to give this area for the mining. And this mining has really created problem in southern Maharashtra, in Goa and in Karnataka. So Western Ghats' biggest threat, I will say, after the fragmentation is the mining. Mining is really a problem. It's a major reason for degradation and fragmentation. Then another thing is that the declaration of ecological sensitive area. Everybody is aware of the Madhav Gadgil's report, Kasturirangan report. Every state government that they want to do certain things in this area, and that's why this ecological sensitive area is not yet finalized, and that is really creating a problem. So many people, they have got their many own opinions whether everything has to be declared ecological area or not. But yes, if we declare certain patches, certain areas as ecologically sensitive areas, fragmentation of this area will not happen, and at least our tigers will get a good home range, good place to move on, and good corridor. So at least tiger population will spread everywhere, and we will able to see at least few resident tigers in the other areas, Sadi Tiger Reserve area. Now this is what the farmers, villagers, most of them, they oppose this mining. They don't want this our forest area or their own area to be given on leases, but there are certain compulsions. Certain times the state government is under tremendous pressure, and then mining leases are given, and that becomes a major source for the fragmentation of the forest area as well as private land. And this really creates a problem in our tiger conservation. Now this is another thing that everybody is aware, is the destruction of the corridors. See, everybody is aware that it is important to establish and maintain habitat connectivity within and between the landscape of Western Ghat as corridors, whereas conservation efforts today are focused on small and insular protected areas. Now, when Tillari was declared as a conservation reserve, many people asked me, sir, whether by declaring 30 square kilometer of Tillari as conservation reserve, is it really going to help the tiger conservation? It may not. But yes, these small patches, which are like islands, but they are helping. Actually, those are the shelter places where tigers are coming. They are staying there for some time and they are moving. but this island will have to be connected by the corridors, and if we connect these islands with the corridors, then only the tiger conservation is possible in our Western Ghats. Now you can see what are the corridors. You can see Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. At the top, you are seeing that Chandoli, then you are seeing Koyna. Down below is the Radhanagari. And this is the important corridor for the tigers to go from Chandoli to Radhanagari or from Radhanagari to Chandoli. It has to be maintained. And because of all this reason, minings, then agriculture, then other things and fragmentation and tree felling, these corridors are being disturbed. Then another corridor down below from north to south is Radhanagari Wildlife Sanctuary to Goa. This place is also fragmented because private forest areas at many places, commercial plantations are taking place. If you go to the Gasian, lot of iron ore is being excavated, bauxite mining is there, and that is really creating a problem. And all this area has been fragmented, and this is the major reason why tiger conservation is just not possible in this area. Then another thing is Sahyadri, Radhanagari, Goa. This is the total. Are there two slides where of Chandoli to Radhanagari and Radhanagari to Goa. This will show you how the forest is there, how the protected area is there, what is tiger corridor. Then you can see the conservation area over there. And you can see a lot of patches, yellow patches there, green patches there, red patches there. If we could connect all these patches and if everything looks green, then we can say, yes, that Sahyadri area is very well protected. Corridors are well protected, and if you get such a large area for the tigers, then tiger can move pretty well, tiger can breed there, and tiger can live there. And everybody is aware now. There is one great example that should not be a good example, but there is a place which is a tiger bearing area, and this has been declared to become a new hill station, and that is called as New Mahabaleshwar. You can see the picture. This picture has been taken just after the onset of the monsoon. Total green area, good patches of forests are there. It's totally fragmented area. And once it becomes the hill station, it will really create a problem. So definitely everybody else will think that such area should not be declared as tourist area or just like a Mahabaleshwar area. So here everybody will have to come together, and we have to see that because of this economy and growing urbanization, wrong agriculture practices are taking place, many big projects they are taking place. All such projects should be avoided in our Western Ghats as far as possible. Livestock grazing is another problem in our area because livestock, cattle and goats, they graze within and in peripheral areas of the protected area. However you may try, but as Reddy was telling in earlier presentation, when people live inside the protected area or on the periphery of the protected area, this problem is there, and livestock grazing really creates a problem, and forest is degraded in such areas. Now this is everybody is aware that development versus conservation. Always there is a dialogue on this, always there is a conflict on this issue. And many times the state governments or the politicians or some people, big entrepreneurs, they are not ready to declare certain areas eco-sensitive areas because they always think that once the area has been declared as a ESA, it will hamper the economic development of the region. Which thing is at all not true, because whatever we do, whatever we call as a development, that is for the well-being of the people. And if we don't want to declare particular area as a ESA because we want to do some kind of development which will ultimately create problem for the local populace, that should not be taken as a development. So declaring any area as a ESA or declaring any area as a protected area is not good. That's what the people think. Certain section of the people, those who have got a better voice. So we'll have to dispel this myth, and we'll have to tell the people that development is and conservation, they can go hand in hand together, but only thing we have to decide is what kind of development is really required in such eco-sensitive and fragile areas like Western Ghats. Now this is one problem. Some controversy is there. There was a move to exclude certain villages from the ESA in Kolhapur and Sindhu district. I will not say much thing about it because this can be sensitized, but definitely all the nature lovers, forester, good thinking politicians, they said all the villages which were there in the report of Madhav Gargil has to be there. Those villages should not be excluded from the ESA, because if these villages are considered as a part of ESA, definitely this will help for the forest conservation, and in turn it will help for the tiger conservation. The same thing is about the villages of Changal, Radhanagari. Those are from the Kolhapur. Then villages from the Sawantwadi. They were in the draft notification as the villages in ESA. So all these villages, nearby areas, those are the tiger areas. So all these villages will have to be there in the proposed ESA. Now, these are the things. Few things are already told as mining, development, road structures, and these are really kind of problems. So now what we can do, how to save our Western Ghats and how to do the tiger conservation in these areas. So first and foremost thing is the joining the dots. Conservation of large carnivora is a challenging as they face the various states. So bringing more tiger habitat within a protected area system, and in the process creating a network of connected protected areas will deliver the dual benefits. And that's what we have seen in the southern part when the Tilari was declared as the conservation reserve. Now the next step would be the backwater of Tilari, which is there. That's a good forest area, more than 60 square kilometer. If we could connect this area with the Tilari conservation area, if that area is declared as a protected area, certainly this will create a network of protection area in the southern Maharashtra that will help the tiger corridors. In turn, it will help the tiger conservation. Now see, the tigers are there in Tilari. I already told you this is the source population. So this area, now it is being protected as a conservation reserve. I am sure that in near future, this will be area with adjoining forest will be declared as a protected area and we will able to conserve all this area. Now future step, what we can do. Now everybody is aware that Global Tiger Day is celebrated mainly for the three reasons. One is to raise awareness about tiger conservation, to promote the protection of natural habitats of tigers, and to support the tiger conservation. See, now 10 years have passed. On 29 July 2010, St. Petersburg, 13 tiger countries had decided to increase current population of tigers to T into 2 by 2022. India, yes, we have achieved with that, and Bangladesh and Nepal also. But what about the other 10 tiger bearing countries? They have not done it because it was decided 2010. At that time, the population of tiger was around 3,200, and everybody wanted by 2022 it should go more than 6,000. They could not achieve, but yes, where our population was around 1,400, now it has reached up to 3,000. We have achieved. But if you see the Western Ghats, it has not been achieved in Western Ghats. It is mainly in Maharashtra, the Vidarbha area. So now what can be done? There was a news that certain number of animals from Vidarbha, because now a lot of tigers are there, will be shifted outside the Vidarbha area, but not exactly outside the Vidarbha areas, but outside the Chandrapur areas. And Wildlife Institute of India has already found out certain places which are the potential sites. So Gadchiroli district, that's a potential site. Navegaon, Nagzira, then Panganga Sanctuary and Chapra Sanctuary. These are the potential sites and important potential site for tiger conservation and conservation relocation of the tiger is Sahyadri Tiger Reserve. So what we can do in Western Ghats? Western Ghats, we will have to do these things that is a appropriate habitat for the life stage release and all life stage of the tigers. So if you remove certain tigers from the Vidarbha, which are of the age of 1.5 years to 2 years, which have been gone away from their mothers, which are likely to go to other areas, all such tiger can be rehabilitated. They can be brought in this area. Then it has good forest for adequate for all seasonal and habitat needs. The area is large enough to meet the required conservation benefits, and it has got the adequate connectivity to suitable habitats. Yes, but at certain stages, corridors are not there, flooded patches are there. But I can say that over 1,400 square kilometer of the area of Sahyadri Tiger Reserve is quite good for the conservation translocation of the tigers. Now, what we are going to do to find the solution for ensuring viable tiger population in few core areas and to link them to tiger compatible landscape is the major thing. So this can be done in Sahyadri Tiger Reserve, but before that, two things we'll have to do. First thing is the protection of the Sahyadri Tiger Reserve that we are already doing, because I told you the illicit felling, grazing, then fires, those are the problems, but now we are overcoming those problems. Now we want to do the augmentation of prey population in certain areas. Mainly I'm talking about the Sahyadri tiger as is an important part of the Western Ghats. So prey population will be augmented. Certain prey animals will be brought to these areas. There will be captive breeding and then there will be a soft release. And when this has been done, good protection has been given, then conservation transfer of tigers to the Western Ghats will take place. And I'm sure that in next 3 to 4 years, we can see certain good number of tigers in Western Ghat areas. Thank you very much. And I think we will discuss later on it if certain points are there. Thanks a lot.